This is the Sports Porch, Black and Gold, with your hosts, the technical director, the Grand Schwabini, and Hockey Jesus. Come on, Pittsburgh. Let's show a little Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates love. The Sports Porch Black and Gold starts now. All right, everybody, here we are, the Sports Porch Black and Gold edition, coming to you live all over the world on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram tonight. Very soon, TikTok. If you're watching us from anywhere, please subscribe on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. You can find it really easy. Click the notification button. We're on every Monday night at 7:30 p.m., and I'm going to drop the podcast right after the show in the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your freaking podcasts. I'm your TD, the technical director. Across from me in the studio is the Grand Schwabini. And to my right in the studio is HJ, Hockey Jesus. So what are we going to do? Well, of course, we're talking about Pittsburgh sports tonight. We're a bunch of fans that sit around and talk about sports all the time. We've been doing it for 35 fucking years. You'd think we'd get tired of it by now. Are you tired of it yet?
No.
I think the show saved us, to be honest with you. I think we would have gotten tired of it had we not decided to do this.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you would have. I don't really know what to say about that.
All right. Well, then we won't talk about it at all. Amy says hello. She's in the house as usual. Thanks for being here, Amy.
Hey, Amy.
We got a lot to talk about tonight. There's a lot of stuff going down here. We got, of course, the Major League All-Star game is coming tomorrow night, and I guess the Home Run Derby is tonight. The Grand Schwabini posted on our website, theporcheslive.com. By the way, you can always watch or listen to any of our shows by going to theporcheslive.com. That is always up 100% of the time.
24/7, 365.
Unlike us.
We're
Cue
not always up.
Viagra jokes. Cue Viagra jokes.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I don't do anything with Viagra.
Okay. You don't? Are you sure?
You need Viagra?
You do? Are you
Wow.
are you a Cialis guy?
No, I don't.
He should be an Ozempic guy.
That was really good.
Magiarno.
That was for you.
That was great.
Magiarno.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Finally, you're here, HJ.
Hey,
Finally.
I'm joining the club.
Okay. So obviously we're going to talk Pirates baseball. A lot. There's a lot to unpack with Pirates baseball right now. They have the draft. You got Paul Skenes starting the All-Star game. You got O'Neal Cruz, in the Home Run Derby. So we're going to go there. We're also going to talk about the Steelers. Camp starts July 20th or 23rd?
The 23rd.
23rd, right? Camp starts 23rd. That's when rookies report, right?
That's
right around the bend.
Right. There's been some stuff thrown out there.
That's when the
about
helicopters start landing on Latrobe.
Right.
Latrobe.
Who was that? Was that AB? The helicopter?
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
AB.
so.
Right.
I think it was.
And then we, of course, the Penguins, they traded for a goaltender, right?
They did get a goaltender.
Yeah, they got a goaltender.
Very interesting move.
So if you're watching, we'll
talk
have
about
some
that
thoughts
later.
on that, obviously. And then we have a couple announcements to make, of course, as always. And if you're wondering what we're wearing here, okay, we got to get to this first. If you look right here, there's a new logo for the Sports Porch. I want to thank Max DeFlitch for that. That's HJ's son. He's our graphic designer, and he created this. Looks really nice. Of course, it's kind of blotted out by my Steelers sign in the studio.
Why don't
there.
you show everybody for a minute? It just takes a second to take us off.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Stage.
They can hear you when you're off stage?
No, they cannot.
They can't see. So
Ooh, okay.
See, if
Anyway.
you would have brought that in like you showed me how to do with the logo,
Yeah.
then it would have been fine.
Well, now you're up in the right here, so now everybody can see the
We're
logo
all
up there.
flipped around.
Can't see my hand, but all right, I digress. This is ridiculous. So what we're wearing here is you could get at steelcitydraftgear.com. These are official Sports Porch draft t-shirts. The NFL draft is coming up in April. Yes, I know it seems like a long way off. We got an entire season to go through, but we're going to be doing a lot of shit during that season. So what I would say is if you're interested in this stuff, the hats and everything, go to steelcitydraftgear.com. You can use the promo code Porch, and that will give you 5% off of your purchase. And I'm going to put that down there in the ticker down there. in the ticker.
That was good.
Yeah, Patrick Pat Off Track says technical director.
Quote,
Yeah.
quotes.
Quote in quotes. Yes, I actually got that one. So starting off, let's talk about one of our favorite subjects here, the Pirates and Paul Skenes. Paul Skenes starts the MLB All-Star game again. Thoughts, comments are needed. So we want you guys to comment at the Sports Porch 1 on Twitter, comment on YouTube, comment on Facebook, comment anywhere. Just comment.
I guess the
second All-Star appearance for Paul Skenes. I mean, look, he's earned it, right? I mean, I think he's earned it.
Well, his ERA says
has he?
Well, yeah. I mean, he
should a 4-8 pitcher be starting in the All-Star game?
Should he? But look, with you know, with an ERA at 2.01 currently, and 131 strikeouts in 120 plus innings, I mean, you shouldn't have a record of 4-8. It sure as hell isn't his fault, right?
Well, it's definitely not his fault, but he was helped by the fact that the Phillies' best pitcher, who is actually the leading Cy Young Award winner, didn't want to play. That's the only reason he's starting. Let's be honest. Yeah. So Chris Chod is back in the house. Thanks, Chris. And by the way, I don't know what's happening on Instagram. It looks like it froze up. I don't know if we're actually live there or not. I don't know if one of you guys want to check your phone. I will. But Chris Chod says, could Skenes be the Mike Trout of Pittsburgh, inexplicably staying with the Pirates for his entire career? I'm going to say no. No. He's got one more year. I hate to tell you that, Chris, but it's the facts. Yeah. I mean, the difference is the Angels have money. And they spend money, so they sign Trout to big money. No, we're good. We're live on that. Okay.
With the belief that they would improve the team in L.A.
Yeah.
But the difference for Paul Skenes is once he goes to arbitration and is awarded $30 million, I don't think that Senor Nutting is willing to pay that.
I don't think he's exactly, even if it's only 25 million, it'll definitely be over 20 million. Yeah. 100%.
You know what? I don't know.
Yeah, it will.
No. I'm you're right about that. What I mean is, I don't know. I would say probably not, but that's after next year, right? So he's got one more year. Then he's going to go to arbitration.
Yeah, one more year, and then he goes to arbitration.
He's definitely going to be awarded the bigger number.
For sure.
For sure. What if, and I don't think this is a big what if the Pirates as an organization are kind of in the same place as where they are now? I mean, they could even be 10 games better, but kind of in the same place. How do you not pay him?
Easy
and lose your
trade
whole,
him.
Well, yeah, but I mean, and lose your whole fan base,
dude. Well, look, how many times do we have to go through this? The fan base of 10 to 12,000 people will always go to a game. Okay, right. And actually, I think that number is getting smaller only because those people are actually dying.
Yeah, right. They are, unfortunately,
and they're not being replaced at the same rate.
Yep.
So let's say, 2 years from now, it's 11,000, not 12,000. Okay. Because of attrition, there's always going to be that number in Pittsburgh. That's the number that you have to
you're talking about guys, people that go to the game.
Yeah. People just love baseball. They want to go to a game. They don't care about any of this shit about the Pirates not being competitive.
I don't know. I think
they have grandkids they want to take to the game because they've always gone to the games, and they can talk about when Willie Stargell was good, or when Barry Bonds was here. That's it. That's all you have.
Okay.
So, and that's the reality. It's never going to get better with Senior Nutting, putting out the money, and he's not going to pay that.
Yeah.
There's no way.
The only way that happens is if he prepares for it and subtracts about $20 million from the rest of the club so that it can continue to pay Paul Skenes.
Which means they would actually be worse than they are now, which seems practically impossible.
Correct.
But I'm just saying that I think that it's going to be a very interesting scenario because there are a couple things we know for sure. He's going to go to arbitration and he's going to win. We know that. and it's going to be a big number. So, I say the jury's out on that. I know I'm playing devil's advocate here,
definitely.
But I also think that given the state of the Pirates organization and the fact that when you see the low attendance records continuing to fall, merchandising is not. I mean, who's buying what shirts do you see out there besides Skenes right now? I mean, really. I haven't seen.
There's some O'Neill Cruz shirts out there.
but
Reynolds.
even that,
a few Reynolds,
right. But it's not. I mean, it's all tied in.
Mostly it's Clemente, to be honest.
Right,
with
it's
you.
the old stuff. It's
Right.
the Parkers, the Stargels, Clemente mostly. Right, Clemente's probably still the number one seller behind Skenes. I bet Skenes is definitely, I would think, the number one seller.
Hockey Jesus, how do you feel about Klein saying that he's playing devil's advocate?
Well, first of all, I think he's the actual devil. So I think it's like, what is that redundancy when he says devil's advocate? He'd just say the advocate.
Vanity,
and
my favorite sin. It's from the movie Devil's Advocate.
But yeah, it is very ironic that he's trying to play devil's advocate with the Pirates, who he's been lambasting for the past at least 5 years.
Right. In the house of Jesus.
I know longer.
In the house of Jesus.
But in the house of Jesus, I'm used to the devil. I have complete power over the devil. So
right.
It
well, I
doesn't
mean, I
bother
guess
me at all.
technically I'm one of your uncles or something, right?
You're just, someone who's mistaken.
You're the illegitimate stepson.
All right, this is starting to trend in the wrong direction for me. So
let me bring it back to baseball.
Yeah, let's get some more comment in here. But go ahead, finish your thought.
First of all, good evening, Marvin. Nice to see
Marvin's
you again.
Marvin.
What's up, Marvin?
So the counselor was over and we were having some wine the other night. And
always the wine. And,
I basically said, we were talking about Skenes and the fact that he's 4-8 and he has almost a sub 2.0. So we took it to AI and we said,
I love this.
List the MLB pitchers who had twice as many losses as wins in the year and list the ERA. First, I asked it to find double the amount of losses and less than 2.0. And it said, finding MLB pitchers with exactly twice as many losses as wins in a single season, especially with a significant number of decisions, is quite a specific and rare occurrence. It usually points to a pitcher who is either consistently pitching for a truly terrible team or who had a very bad season. So even AI is confused by the question. It's
funny.
like, that's such a dumb question. Why would anybody ask that? And then it went on to rank some of those. Like, for example, in 1962, Roger Craig for the New York Mets had a 10 wins and 27 loss season. And his ERA was 4.5.
Wait a minute. He was 10
and 27.
10 and 27.
Jesus. I would have retired that year. I would have quit halfway through it.
Well, that's what they used to do. And like basically all these guys that have like 10 wins and 20 some losses were from, the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. But they all have ERAs well over 4. It just goes to show you that even Bob Nutting can find a way to break a record of awfulness that no one else could do. That's how good he is at ruining a franchise.
Well, so because I advocate for the devil, and I'm so good at it, even though I can't see it.
Well, you didn't go to school as a devil, I guess.
That's so. Isn't that a made up record? When you just said Bob Nutting,
totally a made up record.
Didn't you just make up a record? And you're against made up records. So does it really matter?
I'm just comparing where Paul Skenes is right now. It's only a record at the end of the season.
Well, even think about it like this.
But you're right. I am a little.
Even think about it like this. That guy who went 10 and 27,
Roger
Craig for the New York.
He could finish Paul Skenes could finish the season with less wins than him. He could.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, he could. Well, the year before,
a guy lost 27 games.
But actually, that was a better than the year before. The year before, he was 5 wins and 22 losses.
Wow!
But his ERA was lower, 3.78.
And who did he pitch for? Who did he pitch for? The Mets.
The Mets, yeah.
Yeah, they were horrible then. Yeah, they were absolutely horrible.
They were. Yep, until the amazing Mets came by.
George Foster in the outfielders. Oh, this was in
1962,
Oh, never
63,
mind. I
yeah.
was thinking there was another guy. I was thinking, okay, I got the time frame wrong, but it's still. the point is
Everybody
well
brings
made.
up Jacob deGrom. He's the guy. 10-9, and he had a 1.79 ERA the year he won the Cy Young.
Yeah.
So I just don't see them. I know we weren't talking about the Cy Young. I just don't see him being able to get to Cy Young if he has a losing record. I just don't see it happen.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on that? Everybody out there all over the world watching us, we want to know how you feel about Paul Skenes and the Pirates. Maybe a little arbitration talk. Will Bob Nutting will he pay if it's $20 million plus over a year from now, about a year and a half from now? I happen to think he might. I'm going to go on record. I lambaste him. I'm with you.
I know
it's a terrible organization. The GM needs to go. But ownership at some point is going to realize that Skenes is the only way to put asses in the seats. And Major League Baseball, they make the bulk of their money from attendance. That's the bulk of their money.
No, you're right about that.
If you look it up.
That's true.
81 home games. They get revenue from the away games.
Yep.
Everything. They make more money there than anything else. So you got to sign this guy or, you're done. You're done. So we have some comments coming in here. Let's see. Mike Lawrence wants to know, will he pitch more than one inning? No, in the All-Star game.
No, he'll just pitch. He'll pitch one.
He'll pitch one inning. Pat Off Track says win and loss records are meaningless. Come on, Schwabini. Do you think they're meaningless now? I mean, I think we talked about this a little bit last week. But
the last I really thought about sports, winning was pretty important.
But you know what Pat Off Track's getting at here, though.
Yeah, I know what he's getting.
Like we could actually say that Skenes' one loss record here for the most part is meaningless. 4-8 with those stats.
Yeah,
I mean, if he was
basically is, I mean, we get it.
He's started 20 games and he's got 12 decisions. If his record was 10-10. And with these stats, that would seem more appropriate, at least. He's still at 500.
I know where you're going with that.
Look, the main thing is if he was on a 500 or better team, he'd be 10-2 right now.
Easy. So, absolutely. You're right. Pat Off Track also says,
sure.
I have so many names. Good Pacino nod, Calvin. Thank you. Chris Chada, if the Rays sold for $1.7 billion, seems cheap to me. How much do you think the Pirates would go for? We're kind of pivoting here. If Nutting would sell them.
Well, Chris is right up my alley. Sell.
Yeah,
we need to get him to sell.
I agree.
Maybe he looks at that
there.
$1.7 billion and says, "Wow, I can get $1.7 billion for this team. I should sell."
Yeah,
that's good. Actually, that's good for the Pirates.
Yeah.
More talk like that. Will turn this thing around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they could get for the Pirates, but I'm sure they could get at least $1.7 billion. I mean, the Pirates are basically an original baseball franchise.
Yeah,
so there is history. I mean,
absolutely,
there is a lot of history here.
You know my Skene.
I think that I think they would get more than $2 billion. I think somebody would pay $2 billion for the Pirates. Are you still on? You still on?
I'm on. I'm here.
All right.
Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still.
There he goes. Technical direction.
I thought it doesn't matter. Chris Chada also chimes in and says under $30 million the Pirates would pay. In my opinion, he's on board with me. I just think that they would be compelled. They would have to. I think that PNC Park's very existence would be in jeopardy if they didn't pay him.
The park will always be there
to stay. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I mean,
look,
before
Paul Skenes, there was no Paul Skenes.
That is true,
and it didn't seem to bother anybody then.
That's a very good point, Grant Schwabini. Very good point, John. John Caskey chimes in from Facebook. Skenes fills the seats. You're right, John. Thanks for being here. Follow us on
welcome
Facebook.
To the porch.
Follow us on YouTube. Marvin Hamilton says, like the Phillies. I'm not sure what he was commenting on there about, like the Phillies. Marvin, if you want to clarify. Because
maybe if he was on the Phillies, he'd be 10-2.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Follow us on Twitter, which is now X, at the Sports Porch 1. And you can subscribe to us on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. Now, I want to point something out here. ThePorchesLive.com, we're getting more and more active with that every week. So we want you to make sure to go to ThePorchesLive.com and visit us there. The Grant Schwabini posted an article there today, and I'm just going to give you a little look at the article there. O'Neal Cruz should not be allowed anywhere near All-Star game festivities.
That's a hot take there.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to review the article here. I want you to go to theporcheslive.com and the blog. It'll pop up. You can read it there. Pretty short article, short read, but actually a good read. And I think something that a lot of people are thinking and they don't want to voice. So why is O'Neal Cruz associated with the All-Star festivities? What are your thoughts on that? Schwaber, tell us about what you wrote today and why, because I sense you were a little mad.
I wouldn't say mad. Just
confused, maybe
confused.
Yeah.
Confused. And also, you know what it kind of reminds me of? It sort of comes back to just, the changing of the guard and generations. It's almost like this is like a participation trophy for O'Neal Cruz. Mm. He didn't do anything to earn being at the All-Star festivities.
Well, he did.
What was that?
What it is. Exit velocity.
Oh,
the fact that when he hits home runs, he hits monster home runs.
Yeah. Right.
And that's what people want to see in a home run derby.
And in my article, I talk about those being fake records.
I agree 100%.
Well, you do, yeah. Which I thought was hilarious. Yeah, you're jumping on HJ's bandwagon. Yeah. We know it's not. This is not what
the follow here, and that's who's going to come up with two men on and.
He absolutely won't do that because he will not be on the field.
Instead of first and second.
So basically what the article was about was that, look, to me, even though the home run derby is, it's a fluff piece, right? That's what it is, Yeah. And can he hit home runs? Yes. He's got 16. So if he keeps up the pace, he'll hit 30 home runs this year. Mm-hmm. But, the bottom line is he's a bad baseball player.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, he hits 212 and he
hits 120 against left-handed pitching.
Yeah. I mean, within a 2-week period, he let the ball go by him in center field and made no effort towards the ball, which you just all saw.
Right.
He forgot how many outs there were and so got benched by his manager for that.
Right.
And then decided to do about a half jog down to first base instead of trying to beat out a double play ball to keep the inning alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got absolutely no baseball IQ. It doesn't look to me like he's got much heart. Doesn't seem like he loves the game. And all we can do is tell this guy how great he is, because his exit velocity and his throwing velocity, and let's even put him in the All-Star game
there you
now.
Go. Bat speed.
Yeah, bat speed. Bat speed. Okay. All right, great. Are all those the best players in baseball? A few, maybe.
But,
I mean, a lot of this is just a bunch of goobly garbage.
Yeah.
And, the reality is it's kind of like, to me, what I think, O'Neal Cruz needs is he doesn't need to be babied. He doesn't need to be told he's special and he's great. He needs to be told that he needs to get his act together and become a professional baseball player. Personally, for me, I would send him down. I don't care about the 16 home runs. Maybe if you hit 212 and you hit 30 home runs, I'm not really interested in you on my baseball team.
Well, what about Kyle Schwarber?
Kyle Schwarber hits 250 now.
Right now.
Last 2 years.
Where was he before that?
What's that?
Once again, I am the devil. Well, Schwarber has batted sub 250, sub 230, and he crushes 50. Now,
it's also a little different. I mean, he hits like 45, 48.
Yeah.
Gets 120 RBIs and also walks about,
a lot of times.
Leads the league in walks and is on high on base percentage.
Much better player.
And plays DH, meaning there is no field issues.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Mark is 100% right, but he could win the home run derby tonight and be a superstar.
Yeah, I think I actually think he might.
He's second highest odds of winning, by the way.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
behind that guy who has 38 home runs.
He's got a big long swing, and he's got a lot of power behind it. He just I couldn't really I couldn't agree with you more. You know that. What have I been saying since O'Neal Cruz became a baseball player in Pittsburgh? What have I been saying?
He's not a real baseball player.
He's not good. He's not good. It's an eye test. And you're absolutely right. I can't tell you how many times I listen to a Pirates broadcast or, somebody on the radio, a sports writer, whatever. And the only thing they can do is consistently point out these made up records, exit velocity, bat speed, how far the ball was hit. And they intertwine it because you can't ignore the errors that he makes. They're so egregious.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, seriously, when we say things like, I could go play quarterback for the Steelers and throw that's all hyperbole. I'm telling you right now, I could field some of those fly balls better than he could. I really believe that. I played baseball. I'm 54 years old. I know that I have to keep my eye on the ball and the glove on the ground. And if the ball gets by me, I got to fucking run after it.
Right.
I mean, where is this guy? When are we going to stop telling him he's so great? And right now,
after he wins the home run derby.
Yeah.
Well, and the other side of it too is it's like, I also said that I'm willing to admit that the guy has talent.
Right.
But, you got to criticize the player for not doing enough with the talent or not having enough drive or motivation to do something with the talent. And you have to criticize, the Pirates system for not developing the talent.
Yes.
I mean, because the two do go hand in hand.
Very true.
Right.
Very true.
And, it's just, I just think it's just a joke that, he's, at the All-Star festivities, he's nothing close to an All-Star.
I agree.
And I would say the same about maybe like some similar players from the past. Like everybody remembers Rob Deere, right? Yeah. Who hit 200 and hit 40 home runs, right?
Yeah.
He was a terrible player.
Crew, yeah.
He was a terrible player. All he does is hit home runs and then he strikes out about 200 times.
Right.
you know what I mean?
Well, and that's and Cruz is on pace for that this year. He's got 116 strikeouts already.
Right. So right. It's just a shame. I mean, I just wish that they would. I actually think I am more of a believer in tough love than most. I know they say it's harder to do that with athletes nowadays because they came up through a different generation. But I think that that's something that this guy needs. I think he needs it. I mean, it's not working the way it's going right now.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll ever do that.
But yet he can still win the home run derby.
There you go. There you go. I want to get to this comment here. John,
and if he does win that,
he'll bring the trophy home.
Have the Pirates?
Everybody will celebrate.
Have the Pirates actually won anything?
They've won the hearts of many.
Yeah.
Which to me means they've won nothing.
Yeah.
No, the Pirates don't win games. They win the sideshow.
They do.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah, between the bricks and the guy falling off the wall.
Yeah. In the massive losses they've had.
I got
they're one loss away from being a 500 franchise.
Really?
Actually, I think they're actually there. I think it's 10-8-7.
It's one.
Is it one?
They're one away. I looked it up
because they won that last game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
they were. That's right. They were at 500.
Yeah.
I think O'Neal Cruz winning the home run derby would be comparable to whoever wins this year's pierogi races around the bases or the warning
it's
track.
Close.
It's
close.
There you go.
Right.
John Caskey on Facebook. Thanks, John. Another comment. His lack of hustle is a bad example for children, much like me. Pat off track. Ken Phelps, Dave Kingman.
Yep. Dave Kingman used to blast home runs. I mean, he was terrible in center field.
And there's another comment here. Mike Lawrence also. I'm not a Cruz fan either. Who would the Pirates play in his place? I think the answer there is me. There you go.
No,
look, I'd put on a better show. I'll tell you that
right,
much.
Mike. They don't have anybody.
Right.
And that's why he's still there.
That's right.
It's an excellent point, Mike.
Yep, that's true.
Now, here's a great comment from Chris Chato, who's become one of our super fans. We really appreciate you, Chris. Honestly, we do. And I love this. It's actually a nice thing. I don't expect a comment since you guys are in the sports media in Pittsburgh. I mean, have I been accused? Have we been accused of anything worse than that in our careers?
I think that's the biggest insult you could give us, Chris.
Hey, listen, Chris, we are. I guess
we're
thankful that you feel we're in sports media. That's great. That's an accolade. I mean, yes,
I guess that's true.
We are becoming the sports media in Pittsburgh. And what does that mean? It means independence. But Matt Capps and Kevin Young aren't that great in the booth, though I like Greg Brown and Bob Walk. Okay, so here's what I'll tell you. I am not a fan of Matt Capps or Kevin Young as announcers. You know, we could go out there and say, I don't know them as people, so I can't say they're bad guys. I don't know them. But I can tell you they're pretty boring. I mean, I think they are. So I'm
actually,
with
you know what I found?
Did you see what they just played on the All-Star game?
No.
We do have we have the ESPN, the home run.
They
derby
just showed the Sid Bream slide.
You had to watch it, didn't you?
Yeah, you know what I did find was pretty interesting.
I see that thing in my nightmares some nights.
I know you do.
Most nights.
This was something that I kind of I caught on to the other day watching the Pirates this weekend. Byron Buxton, All-Star player for the Twins, who's also in the home run derby tonight, by the way.
Yep.
He went 5 for 5 with also hitting for the cycle on his bobblehead day. And the last part of the cycle he needed was the home run, and it was late in the game. Okay. And he hit a blast to center field. And as he hit that ball, I'm listening to the Pirates announcer. And it almost kind of seemed like he was the Twins announcer. Like he
got too excited about it.
Pretty excited about it. And all I could really think was, geez, like it's got to be really bad if you're finding that the only way you can get some entertainment across is to sound good for the other team.
Yeah.
And then I'm also kind of thinking, is he doing that hoping that call gets picked up and maybe there's an opening for him somewhere else? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it just really surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
you know, when you have to announce that many games for such a bad team and something like that happens, I guess you can't help yourself but get excited about it.
Well, how many times do you have a chance to see somebody hit for the cycle? I mean, that's pretty exciting.
Maybe once a season.
Yeah. I mean, but still, it's a rare occasion, and I get that. I like Greg Brown. I mean, I like his voice. I like his cadence. I think he's in a really, really tough position. What we just talked about.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad team year after year after year. Bob Walk, I appreciate his knowledge, but I don't know. I don't find those guys to be entertaining. I just don't. So, Chris, I'm with you. So there's your comment. You know, and there goes our shot at becoming real Pittsburgh sports media. But
oh well, we tried.
Well, I know Bob Walk's son.
Do you?
So I have to I have to step up for Bob Walk.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, no, I like Bob Walk.
Yeah.
I do, and I like him when they call him after the game and he's in the car driving home, because I'm usually coming home from work at night after the game. So I hear the after show.
Yeah.
I like when he calls in after the show and they have just a regular conversation with him, because he obviously knows as much about baseball as most anybody out there.
Oh yeah.
I do like that. But when he's calling the game, it's like, I'm kind of like, I like Greg Brown, but then Bob Wall, just as a fill, it just doesn't do it for me. That's all. So.
Well, but let's also be honest here. I mean, one of the things about Bob Walk is he's got a very, maybe this is a little harsh, but kind of like a monotone kind of voice.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You couple that with, broadcasting for a really bad team.
That hurts.
And that's a recipe that's hard to,
I think, let's finish it. Let's finish this thought. Let's finish this thought by saying, and this is my true feeling. If the Pirates had a competitive team, I think that Greg Brown and Bob Walk would be fine. I think everybody would enjoy it, and they would enjoy it.
I agree.
The Kevin Young, Matt Capps, those guys to me they're just boring. Those guys are truly, and it's kind of like, who are you going to get?
Right.
Hey, we got an opening. You can call all the Pirates games. You're not going to get a line of people down the block. Well, you might,
Yeah, but you still would.
Yeah, but they wouldn't
be a major league job.
They wouldn't be any better than what's there now.
Right. Exactly.
That's true.
We just need to get the Pirates to be better.
Yeah, and we just spent 34 minutes on the Pirates, which I think is probably a record for us.
That's got to be. Well, we were talking a lot about how bad they were, so it's easy. You can go off on tangents.
That is very true. So I want to remind you, if you see what we're wearing here right now, the NFL draft If you haven't heard, it's going to be in Pittsburgh in April next year. And this is your exclusive Sports Porch draft gear. We're not allowed to say NFL draft gear.
That's right. Exclusive.
Anyway, this is the first out there. Go to steelcitydraftgear.com. Use the promo code Porch. Get 5% on anything you order on the site. We would prefer you order our Sports Porch stuff, though. And we got more coming down the line. You can subscribe to the podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your friggin' podcasts. That's right. YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. If you're watching us on X right now, we got a lot of people there. Thank you so much. Please hit that follow button. We're gonna put out a poll a little bit later. We're gonna ask you to send us some input on something. It might involve some sort of food for football season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like wings or something like that. At the Sports Porch 1, the Sports Porch number 1 on X. We'll get that up there a little bit later. Hey guys, speaking of football and food, the Steelers start camp in less than 10 days. And I want to talk about the Steelers offense. Will it be offensive this year? And that's kind of a double entendre. Did I say that right?
Yes, double entendre.
I think in 7 years of doing this, that's the first time I've ever used that phrase.
Is it an onomatopoeia?
No, that's
what's that?
Isn't that one of those things they put fruit in
backwards,
Thanksgiving?
something like that.
I don't know.
No, what's that thing they put fruit in?
Cornucopia.
Oh, thank you. I always thought onomatopoeia and cornucopia were the same word. I don't know why. So, will the Steelers offense be offensive this year, and how offensive? Either offensive or offensive. We want your comments. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram. We want to know what you think. Let's start with HJ on this.
I don't think the Steelers offense is going to be that offensive.
No,
I actually think that the improvements they made in the quarterback position,
right,
the improvements they made in the running back position,
right,
coupled with the improvements they made in the wide receiver and the tight end position, to me signals that that offense is going to be better than it was last year. However, the thing that can ruin that is a left tackle who was a right tackle who should have been a left tackle. If he fails miserably, that's going to be a big problem for everything that they do. So I'm couching my enthusiasm for the offense until I can see how that offensive line is going to gel this year. I think it's going to be at least as good as last year, but if they get a significant injury, it could be a lot worse. So I think we're just going to have to, you can't predict injuries for sure. Hopefully they're not pushing sleds on the first day. That would be an improvement.
Right.
And then, you just take it from there. I think, but I do. I'm optimistic that this offense is going to, I think that they could get to maybe 2,000 yards rushing this year.
Ooh, that's an interesting prediction.
As a team.
So you think the combination of Arthur Smith, Aaron
Second
Rodgers,
year,
new running back.
He got his boy toy and Jonnu Smith.
Metcalf.
Yep, Metcalf.
A gelling offensive line.
A slightly better, younger running back. I think that all is thumbs up to me. I don't think they're not gonna be like Detroit. They're not gonna go out there and score 35 points. Maybe never.
Right.
But maybe when they play against the Browns. But other than that, or the Bengals, because the Bengals offense is pretty bad. But
defense.
They could easily give up 42 points against the Bengals too.
Right.
So yeah, I think that, I don't remember what they scored on average. I think they were like the 11th highest score, the 16th highest scoring team in the league. So mid. I don't think they'll be top 10, but I don't think they'll get worse.
So you think they're going to score more points? So they're going to be an offensive offense.
I think they absolutely will score at least 3 to 4 points more this year per game.
Schwaber?
Well, I still would say that I think it's incomplete. I do think they still need to add a receiver. And I know a lot of folks are saying, well, they added Jonnu Smith. He's kind of like another receiver because they line him up at the slot quite a bit and all that. But I do think they need another receiver. I think they're a little weak behind DK Metcalf.
Right.
Now, I did see that there might be some interest in Keenan Allen this week.
Mhm.
You know,
I saw that he's still unsigned.
yeah, I think like a nice move like that would really have me believing a little bit more. You know, look, I agree kind of with everything that HJ is saying. If you look at it on paper, it looks better. And I would expect it to be better. However, at the same time, I feel like we kind of say the same thing every year.
Yeah.
You know, like last year it was, well, they got Russell Wilson. They're definitely going to be better now.
Yeah, right.
You know what I
and
mean?
they were better last year than the year before. But the
Yeah.
year before, I think were the worst.
Really bad. Right.
in the NFL,
Right.
So
Right.
it couldn't get worse.
Right. And like, so, you know, for example, I kind of look at it and I think, you know, I want to be ultra positive about Rodgers, but at the same time, you know, really, like, is there much of a difference between, you know, Rodgers and what's Russell Wilson from last year? I mean, you know,
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you?
Yeah.
I just think in his ability to read defenses and to make plays, I just think that's going to get them in the end zone easier.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
I think I agree with you that the jury's
Mhm.
out. You know, Jonnu Smith, I think, is a comfortable addition for Arthur Smith
Mhm.
because they know each other.
Mhm.
I think it would be really dangerous, and I know a lot of Steelers fans are doing this right now. They're buying into Jonnu Smith's career year last year.
Mhm.
But remember the receiving core the Dolphins had.
Mhm.
You know, Tyreek Hill, J.J. Waddle, right?
Right.
Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle, thank
Mhm.
you. So with the Steelers, your point about Metcalf and not having a number 2 receiver, I mean, that's dangerous because, you know, we've seen what happens. Last year, our number 1 receiver was George Pickens. You know, the Keenan Allen thing to me, that's not much of an upgrade from hoping that Mike Williams comes in and revives his career. I mean, Keenan Allen may be a little better than Mike Williams was, you know, at this time in his career. But I look at that and say, you know, okay, but better quarterback. You know, is it worth a shot? Maybe. But is he really going to come into a new offense this point in his career with an aging quarterback and become a real number 2? I mean, Metcalf's in his prime. He's primed to be the number 1. So can they stretch the field? Well, you're not stretching the field with Jonnu Smith as your number 2. You know, he's your over the middle guy. They line him up in the slot for a reason. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think Jonnu Smith is going to end up being better than Pat Freiermuth anyway. I've never been a Pat Freiermuth fan. Never.
Well, he's going to take some touchdowns. I mean, Freiermuth scored 7 touchdowns last year.
Well, yeah, but he was
pretty amazing.
It was kind of like he was the only way they could score touchdowns. Mike Lawrence, do you guys think Arthur Smith will open up the offense and not be so predictable?
No, he's still gonna be run first.
They're not
keep
saying they're going to pass more. They literally said they're going to do that.
I think Aaron Rodgers will pass more,
Right.
but I don't think there'll be more pass plays called.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll check out of
He'll
it.
check out into a
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah, he definitely will. That's going to happen. And what'll be really interesting is when he does that and he makes mistakes.
Mhm.
How the coaching staff's going to deal with that, because it's going to happen.
It's going to be more interesting how Rodgers responds to those questions after the game.
No, he's
That's
not
gonna
going
be
to care, dude.
That's what I mean.
He's in his last season. He'll take whatever abuse comes his way.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about that.
That's true.
Would it surprise you guys if I said the Kansas City Chiefs only scored 5 more points than the Steelers last year?
It would surprise me, but I'm guessing that's a fact.
That is surprising.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, they're at 16. You know, right smack dab in the middle of points scored. So I think they can. I think they can improve upon that. Not terribly. If they get to 400, that puts them, you know, right around number 12 in the league. So I think that's where they'll end up.
Well, less kicks, you know, the Boz.
I mean, Boz, if that's what I'm saying.
If we get him off track because he's only kicking 1 field goal game, it starts getting bad.
I think Rodgers gets you into the end zone one more time than Boz kicking a field goal. So it's
then
plus 4 right there.
Then we sign Justin Tucker because I hear he's available. I don't know.
He's suspended.
I think once again we're at a place here where This seems to be, and unfortunately, it's going to be for the next couple of years, because we know that Rodgers is 90% done after this year.
Yeah.
You got to leave 10%.
Right.
But we know he's probably going to be gone after next year. So we start the quarterback carousel all over again. So you got a new coordinator last year. This year, you have a new running back, a new wide receiver who's number one, and a new quarterback who are all with this coordinator for the first time as a coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay. And then next year you're going to redo that quarterback position. So it takes a few years. I'm watching Quarterback on Netflix, not what I'm going to review today, but one of the things that Kirk Cousins mentioned, and when you want, I don't know if you guys have watched it yet,
I haven't.
No,
but one of the things
it's on my
Cousins
list.
talks about, which I think is really interesting, is he comes to Atlanta and the offense they're running there literally has like 45 different motion options for every play. And he's like, look, I literally need to get to a place where I feel like I've been playing with these guys for years so we can make everything click. And that's one of the reasons that he was not doing well, is because he came from an offense where they didn't have that much motion. And now all of a sudden, every play he has to remember who to motion, where, when, what, and every motion, even if it's the same play called, but a different motion, means something different. I mean, that's how complex this stuff is. So to assume that Aaron Rodgers is going to come in and everybody's going to gel and they're automatically going to score more points, I can't say. What I can say is that I believe that Aaron Rodgers, even at his age, is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson is, period. I think after the eye test on Russell Wilson is that guy's just playing to play. He's trying to earn money and somehow stay in the spotlight. That's why he went to New York. Why does he go to New York? He goes to New York for the life. Rodgers, at least on a positive note, he says he feels like he has something to finish. You're not coming to Pittsburgh for the nightlife and the bright lights. Yeah.
That's
in case you didn't know that.
That's because Donzi's closed.
Right. Or what was the other one?
Metropool.
Yeah, no, Donzi's and
down on
Chauncey's,
the river.
Chauncey's guys going down Chauncey's.
Ian's guys going down
Donzi's.
Ian's guys going down Donzi's for dollar night. It's dollar orange down there in the boardwalk at Donzi's. Anyway, so I have a lot of nights down there I no longer remember.
Sorry, Aaron Rodgers. Maybe we'll try and bring it back for you so you can enjoy the nightlife in Pittsburgh.
So, Mike, to answer your question, I don't know. I don't think I think the offense. I agree with HJ, but I think what the Grant Schwabini said with Rodgers checking out of things, it's going to be less predictable because Aaron Rodgers is going to do what Aaron Rodgers does. Yeah, makes sense.
I agree 100%.
Did you guys see that today? They were actually, there was some shit going around about maybe Cam Hayward taking some snaps on offense. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
I think they were just doing that because he had a for his .org or whatever it is. He has a fundraiser going on tonight, so I think they were just trying to get clicks for Cam.
Okay, all right, maybe it was, but I was like, who would even consider that? Yoho-san says, hope he can stay healthy. He's referring to Aaron Rodgers. Thanks for being here, Yoho.
Yeah, that's definitely a big issue. But like I said, much like the offensive line, you just can't predict who's going to get injured unless they push a sled.
Yeah, and we know that's like 100%,
guaranteed to get injured
100% of the time. 100% of the time. Okay, so I want to take a moment here to tell everybody that if they love the hats, they love the shirts, they love the draft, they should go to steelcitydraftgear.com and use the promo code Porch. Pick up your hat, pick up your shirt. There's some bundles, 5% off your order. The draft is right around the corner. Subscribe to us on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. Click the notifications button. You'll know when we're live, which is generally every single damn Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you are watching us on Twitter, please click that follow button. We're trying to raise awareness on Twitter of the Sports Porch. And what I want to talk about right now is on Twitter, we want you to tweet us your best wing joint in Pittsburgh or the Pittsburgh area, because we are launching the first ever Sports Porch Wing Off.
Woo! You have to be a wingsman to be into that.
That's right. You have to be a wingman.
Wingsman.
We've all been a wingman at one point in our career.
It's not,
A wingman is somebody who accompanies their friend to meet ladies.
I know that's
right.
Okay.
So we've all been there.
A wingsman is somebody who enjoys devouring wings.
There you go. That's a good one too. All right, I like that. So we're starting the first annual Sports Porch Wing Off. We want to find the best wings in Pittsburgh to eat during a Steelers game. So on Twitter, at the Sports Porch 1, on Twitter, at the Sports Porch 1, we want you to send us your favorite wing joint in Pittsburgh. What we're going to do is we're going to collect all this stuff together. And then during the regular season, every Monday night, we're going to hit another wing joint. We're going to do our show live.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to rank them. And then that's the first half of the season. The second half of the season, we're going to let you guys vote on the best wings in Pittsburgh based on those rankings. How does that sound?
You know what we should do? We should put up the video of me eating that one hot wing as, a primer of what could actually happen.
I still have it on my phone. I can find it. I will.
Yeah.
We'll make a video for that. So tweet us at the Sports Porch 1, your favorite wing joint in Pittsburgh, or you could comment on any of our other platforms, but we'd really rather you go to Twitter because it's too complicated for us old people to do that. Steve was a terrible wingman. By the way, how is Marcy? What the hell does that mean? Pat, off track.
Talk about off track.
Yeah.
Pat, man, you got to come back to life.
Pat, I think one thing just to let you know, there actually really is no such thing as a wingman. You actually have to have the game yourself.
We're starting to tread in some pretty murky water here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and it's part of the legitimate Pittsburgh sports media now. We might want to keep some of this stuff under the covers.
Under wraps.
You like how I did that?
But Marcy is doing well. Pat.
Yes. Last we knew.
Molly McButter.
To my right in the studio is Hockey Jesus, who preaches on the podcast after every single Penguins regular season game and throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs. He even preaches after that in the Dead Zone where we are now to keep everybody up to date on the latest on the Pittsburgh Penguins and in the NHL. Hockey Jesus, take it away. I put something up here that I just figured because it's the Dead Zone and they're kind of playing chess right now with with the team. Are you looking forward to the Penguin season, and what is your favorite move so far? We're demanding your comments across all of our platforms, so please do that. But
actually, on that note, Steve, are they playing checkers or are they playing chess? Those Penguins.
Good. That's a good one.
Right now it's definitely checkers.
Checkers.
Yeah, 100%. Because they don't have a queen or a king, not even a pawn, really. They've got one bishop, and that's about it. And that's not good.
Do they have a rook?
They got a lot of pawns, let's put it that way.
Okay.
And they will all be sacrificed at some point during the season. But no, they're just playing. They got a lot of checkers out there, and they're just replacing one checker for another. I am very interested as far as looking forward to the season. Yes, I am in a kind of a warped way because I know they're not going to be good. So I'm already going into the season saying they're not going to make the playoffs. What I'm going into the season hoping is that they're going to bring up enough young talent to be able to make a decision about some key players. And by that, I mean, they got to play Koivunen and McGroarty. Those guys have to prove that they're NHL guys this year. Okay. There's also two defensemen, Owen Pickering and Harrison Brunick. He's killing it, but if he's basically got the 10-game tryout at the beginning of the season. Last year he killed it at the preseason stuff. He played great. They wanted to keep him, but they couldn't because he was too young, and it was just like not time. If he does it again, I can't see how they won't keep him up. At least to give him 10 games. And the thing about that is you could play those guys together because Brunick is a right-handed guy and Pickering is a left-handed guy. So you could play both of those guys together. And I tell you what, if they turn out to have the ability to play with each other, they could play with each other in Pittsburgh for a very, very long time. That would be exciting to me. But what I'm very interested in is the fact that they went out and got Artur Silv. I think his last name is Shilvos or something like that. They got him from Vancouver. He was never going to play out there. Patrick Demko is their number one guy. So he was never going to play. And so fortunately, we got him for basically nothing. I think it was like a 4th round pick, and we sent somebody out there who was never going to play. Kolya Yachanuk, they got him in a throw-in with somebody else. But basically, that's signaling one of two things. One, they don't feel Bloomquist is ready, or maybe they're going to move Jari, which I doubt, or maybe he's going to be the number one goalie, because he's not been great. He's been a backup pretty much. But when he has played, for example, 3 years ago, he plays for Finland, right? And he played in some national event where they ended up winning the bronze, and they beat the USA team in the bronze medal game. And that's a pretty big deal for a goalie. And he was also named the number one star of the tournament of all the teams. So he's kind of a big time player when it comes to tournament play, playoff play. The year after that, he played in a 7-game series and won Game 7 in their first round. I forget who they played in the first round. It might have been I'm not going to remember. But they won their first round, which is better than they did this year. With Demko, they lost in the first round. And then he was playing in the AHL this year, and their team won the Calder Cup. And he was the star of the tournament, and he won the MVP. So I think he's got some good talent. He was the number one pick overall, and not overall. He was in the first round. I think it may be 4th or 5th pick. So his talent level's there. He just not really got a chance to play. So I think if he gets a chance to play, it'll be very interesting. He's a big guy. He's a big goalie. He's not one of these small goalies. He's the big goalie that, goes down in the butterfly. The question is can he get out of the butterfly and get back up? Most big goalies, once they go down in the butterfly, they're screwed there until the play goes away and they can get themselves up. So I love that signing. I think that's very interesting. I'm a little disappointed that Bloomquist is not the guy, but from what we saw last year, I think he played in maybe 5 games in the beginning. He had a good game, and then he kind of tailed off. And then when he came back, he wasn't very good. So I think they think that he needs some more time. And that Murashov, he's too young. They're not going to bring him up this year. He's got to play in the AHL all year. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at those young guys in particular and the goalie position. They signed some 2-bit guys like Anthony Bantha and guys like that. They're going to fill in the bottom 6. Mantha could actually play with Malkin potentially. I hear 2 things. One, I hear they're shopping. They are shopping Raquel and Rust around.
I've heard that,
and I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it depends on what return they get. So I'm not really going to say anything until I see what happens there. The other thing Mark Madden broke today on his show is that the rumors, and somebody mentioned this. I think maybe Chris Chada. I think maybe he mentioned it. About Mario wanting to buy the team, and I kind of poo-pooed it. Madden said that it's real. Like, I guess Lemieux has gotten bored to the point where he doesn't want to just sit around anymore. And FSG is definitely shopping for more investors. But I think the sticking point is Burkle and Lemieux want ownership. They want the majority stake so that they can run the team. They just don't want to they just don't want a part of the team. They actually want to run it. I think that's exciting for one reason and one reason only. It won't speed up anything. The team's still going to be terrible. But just think about it. If you're coming in to sign for the Pittsburgh Penguins and you get to talk to Mario Lemieux about it versus some FSG guy who lives in Milwaukee.
Right.
That's a big deal. Yeah, I think that's a big deal.
Sure it is.
And I think it can bring in more younger players to play for Pittsburgh. That fact alone is a big deal. And the fact that you have a guy who played hockey at the highest level is a champion, and is, in my opinion, the best hockey player that ever played the game when he played it. I think that can only mean positive things for the franchise for the future. And I think they're going to need it because they're going to struggle to fill seats this year. They're going to be at 90% or less capacity, and that's not good.
Yoho Son says
Gretzky.
Gretzky. Yoho Son says, imagine if they were great. One last comment on
That
hockey
would be
here.
something if they were great. I don't know how they get there.
HJ, what metric will you be looking at when the season starts to gauge if the Pens are trending in the right direction, even if the wins aren't there?
It's the development of their younger guys. Watch the younger guys play. If it looks like they're struggling to keep up with the other team, if they're in some cases just struggling to keep the puck, that's going to be a problem. But watch their development, and that's a full season of development and how much they play. If they play a full season, then they're learning a lot. If they get sent down and they come back up, and they get sent down and they come back up, that's not good. I would say that would be the wrong direction. And you can't develop a person if they're always being sent down and sent back up. They have to have at least, probably I would say of the first 40 games, if the guys that I talked about played 35 of the 40, then I think they're trending in the right direction.
Okay, that was HJ. You can catch him on the podcast after every single Pens regular season game. Hockey Jesus preaches on the podcast and throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs on YouTube as well at the Sports Porch Podcast. Subscribe, click the notifications button, and you can catch up with us every time we go live. SteelCityDraftGear.com is where you can get this incredible draft shirt that I'm wearing with the Sports Porch logo and the hat. By the way, the logo is on the back of the hat. It's a black hat. 5% off. Use the promo code Porch. That's SteelCityDraftGear.com. And tweet us your best wing joint at the Sports Porch 1 on X for the first annual Sports Porch Wing Off.
Woo!
You want to be a wingsman? Then you're going to want to pay attention to this.
Takes a lot to become a wingsman.
It does.
Don't ask me to mentor you, though, according to Pat.
It does. And Pat says, oh, that's the wrong one. Where was the place? This is way back in history. Where was the place in West Penn? What does he mean by West Penn?
Like near West Penn Hospital?
No, like Western Pennsylvania.
I know, but Pat off track. Look, it's
Western
Pittsburgh.
PA.
It's called Pittsburgh, okay? Where's a place in Pittsburgh where Chuck claimed he had to eat wings because he had a drug test the next day? That's
Kangaroos.
the best place.
Had to have been
it's either Kangaroos, which is no longer
I remember
here,
Kangaroos.
or Calicos.
Oh,
we used to go down to Calicos, and he knew the girl whose family owned it, and she would give us free wings. And they had good wings.
That is a true story, by the way, that Pat just said.
Yeah. Didn't he say he had to, if he ate enough wings,
it would negate the
he would clear his drug test. Well, that's like when he said the reason that his stomach was so large at the time is because he played the trombone. Remember that?
Yeah. Also,
had to keep a lot of wind in there.
Yeah, he's like, because my diaphragm is so large
I must be playing the trombone a lot.
Yeah, I started trombone playing. Yeah, absolutely.
Chuck, we love you. We love you, Chuck.
We do love you, Chuck. He needs to watch the show. We're going to have to get all over his ass about that.
Yeah, I picked up the French horn recently.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why. Well, never mind. Okay, time for what we're watching. Gran Schwabini, the stage is yours.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. My favorite part of the evening is when we can give back. We can give back to you, our fans, our friends, our audience. We know that it can be so hard to find something good to watch on TV.
Very hard.
There's way too many choices now. Netflix.
Super hard.
Prime. Hulu
hard.
Apple TV.
Inappropriate.
Yes.
I'm just going to stop and say inappropriate.
Well, look, it's hard. It's hard not to be inappropriate.
Max hard.
The whole point is you need to know what to watch so you look like a hero to your friend, your lover, your significant other.
There you go. You do need to
We are going to tell you what is good, and conversely, if what we watch is not good, we're going to tell you, stay away from that one. So all you need to do is listen right here, right now. We will make you a hero. Okay? Just say the guys from the Sports Porch said 2 thumbs up. And you are golden, my friends. Back to you.
Oh, thank you. The only qualification is you have to finish the season that you're watching, or you got to finish the full movie or the full documentary in order to give it a review.
The whole enchilada.
The whole enchilada.
Poor chimichanga.
This
I like
week,
enchiladas.
This week we're going to start with Schwaber.
Oh, good. What you watching, Mark?
Schwaber is watching this on Prime.
Either of you guys watch it yet?
What?
I have not.
The Better Sister?
Mm-hmm.
A chick flick?
What I want to
Not a dick
know
flick.
is, like, what does that really mean? The better sister. Better at what?
I don't know about this.
Well, let's let him give his review. That's the whole point.
So this is on Prime.
Yeah.
I think you guys would both really like it. It's a big 2 thumbs up.
I've been watching Prime lately.
Yeah, it's a big 2 thumbs up. It's called The Better Sister. It stars Jessica Biel and Elizabeth Banks.
Well, that's why
Okay,
we're gonna.
I
That's
like
why
both
there's
of them.
Two people, not too hard on the eyes.
that's one for each thumb.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
right. And essentially what happens, if you can gather yourself.
I don't think so. I think he's done for the night.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
Yeah, we lost the
I
technical
shouldn't have
director
said inappropriate because that just sort of got it set off the wrong direction.
there. Anyway,
Sorry.
they're sisters.
So anyway, the person that Jessica Biel plays, her husband is murdered.
Oh,
Okay. And the first thought is that their son is the murderer.
yikes.
So basically what happens is it's a bunch of twists and turns in terms of what actually happened and how they might be able to get away with some things.
Wow.
And things of that sort.
So you don't want to give anything away.
I'm not going to give anything
don't give
away.
it away.
You know, actually, another person in it, the main detective in it, is Madison from Fear of the Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she's in it as well. And I thought it was really good. I mean, it's I think it's just 8 episodes, so it's a pretty quick watch.
Ooh, cool.
I definitely think it's a one-time only thing. I don't think you can go anywhere else with the story.
Gotcha.
But it was definitely worth watching. Very, very suspenseful and very, very good.
Okay. All right.
All right. The Better Sister from Amazon Prime. Pat off track. Beal, prominent in a Phillies-related film, Summer Catch. Thank you.
Never saw that.
Me neither.
Never going to see
Give us
it.
a review, Pat.
Yeah, Pat, that would be nice. Not right now, though. Please, Pat off track. Let's save that for
Just a pithy little comment about it.
Put in Bay and like 7 whiskeys or something like that.
I
Okay.
can provide.
HJ, you are watching something that you were touting last week that
Yes.
you couldn't wait to tell us about this week.
Yes.
So take it away and tell us.
So I have been watching on Netflix the series called Tires. Now I said tires, but really in Pittsburgh we say it tires.
Tars.
Tire with my
But
Kindle
if
Fire.
I said I've been watching Tires, then everybody'd be like, "What the hell did he just say?"
I've been watching,
So I had
I'm
to be
tired of-
very precise with my pronunciation
I'm
of
tired of these tires.
tires.
Yeah.
So Tires is this is great. This is like Sunny in Philadelphia meets The Office funny. It's like it's basically these guys, and I don't know their names, but the guy on the far right is like he's the owner. His name is Steve Gerben. I don't know him from anybody, but the star of the show is Shane Gillis. You know who Shane Gillis is?
Yeah, he's big.
I didn't know he was a comedian before this.
Really?
So now I'm
You've
getting
never seen any of his clips on?
no, never.
Okay.
But
All right.
so now I'm getting all the feeds for all his stuff.
He does
and
a
I'm like,
really good Trump impression.
yeah. So, but he's friggin' hilarious. And the other guys just work at the shop, right? But the stuff that they do is right out of college. Like if you were a 20-year-old and you got a job and you didn't really care about your job and you just wanted to fuck off.
Sounds like my job right now.
It's everything. Everything.
Did I say that out loud?
Everything about it is just funny. From the ideas they come up with marketing Tires and how you can make money. And the guy on the right, his dad owns a place,
Right.
So he's kind of like a nepo baby, but they're far. None of these people, they're all dirt poor. And it's real interesting, their interactions, and the stuff that they do is next level funny. You have to watch it. I actually watched the first season and it was so good. I had to watch the second season, which just came out. The second season just came out in June.
So you've already finished it.
So I've already finished the second season.
Right.
And the first season is only like 6 episodes, and the second season was 12 episodes, and I still blasted right through it because they're like 25 minutes. They're not long. They're not long.
Okay.
And you don't have to think about these. You just get ready to laugh out loud. Funny.
Awesome.
I 2 thumbs up if you're looking for something light. It's right there.
Tires on Netflix.
Have you been watching A Little Sunny? I thought you hadn't watched that.
No, but I know enough. I know enough about it.
Oh, okay.
I know the characters.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Next up on the list.
I do want to watch it. It's just a big,
big undertaking.
Yeah, it's like 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah. What we're watching, this is something I'm watching. I want you guys to watch this video real quick.
Oh, brother.
Is it Shark Week?
I mean, I know you're laughing, but that's a great white shark. That's a great white shark. And she is swimming.
No, it's all AI.
No, it's real. It's real.
Look how different she looks.
You're crazy. It's real.
You bought that, huh?
Yeah.
You never know anymore.
I have watched this one episode, The Shark Whisperer. Now
this is definitely a Klein one.
It is, but I'll tell you what, it is fascinating and it's actually it's wonderful. Seriously, it's really cool.
Did you shed a tear?
Maybe. No. I'm still going back to that one for the
what makes it wonderful?
Well, yeah. This woman, her name is Ocean Ramsey. She was born and raised in Hawaii. And that's all I have to say.
I think I've heard of her.
Yeah, she's got a huge Instagram following prior to this documentary coming out.
Yeah.
But she's known as the woman who literally swims with sharks outside of the cage. And I'm not going to go through how she got there and what she does, but the point is she swims with these sharks outside the cage. She conditioned herself. She can hold her breath underwater for 6.5 minutes.
That's impressive.
Because what she figured out was
I can't do
when
it
she
for
was
like
wearing
45 seconds.
When she was wearing the tank, the sharks it just didn't seem like they were responding to her in a way, because it was kind of like she was almost like a robot, like an alien thing. But when she's like that, more normal and natural, they're curious. Their curiosity is piqued, and they actually come up to her and let her touch them, and she just guides them away. And other sharks visit her at the same time all the time, and she's been studying their mannerisms and everything. And she's all about preserving sharks. We kill over 100 million sharks a year on this planet.
That's because they taste good, Chris.
And so, no, shark fin soup. All they do is they kill the shark
fin soup,
rip off the fins and throw the shark away. I mean,
well, that's
ridiculous.
the Japanese
and the Chinese and the whatever. Yeah. Anyway, now we're going to get a whole bunch of email about that. So
whatever. I don't care.
Will you watch the documentary where she gets killed?
And oh my God. And Amy says,
it's like Siegfried and Roy, you know, eventually the tiger's going to eat you.
Yeah, it's on my list, Chris, says Amy. Thank you very much, Amy. She decides that nobody has ever swam basically with a great white shark outside a cage before. So they literally went to where you can find the most great white sharks at some place off the coast of Mexico. Or I don't matter. It doesn't matter. And she jumped in the water and she swims with these friggin' great white sharks. It's really well done, and she is a super authentic human being, and honestly, it's truly worth watching.
I got it,
and it also doesn't hurt that she's super gorgeous.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, she's not like the ugliest person on the planet either.
When you say that that doesn't hurt. What is the value add?
It's on the eyes, Mark.
She's easy on the eyes, Schwaber. She's easier.
You can see her form in the water really well.
You could also get that out of Better Sister with Jessica Biel and Elizabeth Banks.
Well, thus we all give everybody thumbs.
Sometimes you wish you had 3.
Oh, good Lord. Yes, this is where I cue the music. But first, I'm going to remind you that SteelCityDraftGear.com is where you get this awesome Sports Porch swag and draft swag for the upcoming NFL draft. We want to know what your best wing joint in Pittsburgh is. Tweet us your best wing joint at the Sports Porch 1. And of course, you can subscribe to our show on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. And yes, I'm going to drop that podcast right after the show on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
or anywhere.
Or anywhere you get your friggin' podcast. That's right. Listen, everybody, thanks for being here. Had a great show. Remember, we are going to be back Monday night, 7:30 p.m. all over the world, live on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram. Coming soon, TikTok. Visit us at theporcheslive.com. For HJ, for the Grand Schwabini, I'm the technical director. I am out.
Jablonsk.
Jablonsk.